am Shalame Banta, and today we are going to talk about something very important in learning, and that is metacognition. Before we begin, let me ask you first a question. Have you ever paused and thought about how you understand something, study a lesson, or solve problems? If yes, then you're already using metacognition without even knowing it. In this short discussion, we will explore what metacognition means, how it works, why is it important, its main components, and how we control and manage our thinking, and some strategies that can help improve our learning. And to formally start our discussion, let's have first our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to differentiate the components of metacognition and describe how each contributes to effective learning for the cognitive domain. Second, value the role of metacognitive awareness by expressing how it can help improve their study habits and academic performance for the effective domain. And lastly, create a simple learning plan using a graphic organizer that applies metacognitive for the psychomotor domain. Now, what is metacognition? Metacognition means thinking about thinking, in which you know how to reflect on what's happening in your mind. You are aware of the thoughts your mind has. Like for example, you are a student and you have an upcoming test, so you really need to study or review. While reviewing, you tend to ask yourself, do I understand this? So, it's reflecting on how your mind works while learning. So you're being aware of how you learn. You get to know the things kung asa ka nasalunan or asa ka nalisudan. So which means your metacognition is working. You notice which parts are easy for you and which ones are difficult. Because of that awareness, you can make smart decisions like choosing the learning strategies that work best for you, checking if they help, and changing them if they don't. In short, metacognition helps you understand yourself as a learner. And now, let's proceed to components of metacognition. And when we say components of metacognition, we mean the parts or elements that make metacognition. These are the things that help us understand and control how we think and learn. And there are two components. First one is the metacognitive knowledge. The second one is the metacognitive regulation. Let's start with metacognitive knowledge. It means knowing about your learning. This is what we know about how we learn, and we understand our strengths, weaknesses, and the strategies that work best for us. For example, if you know you remember things better by writing them down, that's metacognitive knowledge. And for the metacognitive regulation, it means adjusting learning strategies. Once you notice something's not working, you take action to fix it. Maybe you slow down, reread, or try a new strategy. That's metacognitive regulation, adjusting your plan to improve your learning. Now, let's proceed to metacognitive regulation and control. This is all about how we manage our learning. It means we don't just learn, we also think about how we learn, and we make smart choices while studying. There are three important parts. These are planning, monitoring, and evaluating. First is planning, with a common question, how will I learn this? Planning means deciding what and how you are going to study before you actually start. You think ahead about the materials you will need, the time you will spend, and the best way to learn the topic. Let's say you have a test on Friday. You tell yourself, okay, I'll study science today, then review English tomorrow. I'll use my notes and watch a review video online. And that's planning, preparing a way to learn before you begin. Second is monitoring with the question, am I understanding it? Monitoring means checking yourself while you are studying. You ask, do I understand this or am I getting confused? For example, while reading about a lesson in AP or Araling Panlipunan, you pause and say, wait, I don't get this part about the Spanish colonization. So, you go back and reread it or ask a classmate. And that's monitoring. You're being aware of your own understanding while learning. And lastly is evaluating with the question, did I learn it well? Evaluating means looking back after studying and checking how well you learned. You reflect on what worked, what didn't, and what you need to improve. Just like after reviewing, you say, I think I remember most of it, but I'm still not confident about the math formulas. Then you decide to review that part again tomorrow. And that's evaluating. Thinking about how successful your learning was. So remember, planning helps you start smart, monitoring helps you stay on track, and evaluating helps you finish strong. Now, let's talk about metacognitive teaching strategies. These are techniques or methods we can use to become aware of our own thinking and learning processes. So these strategies train us to reflect and take control of our learning. First is think aloud. This is when you say your thoughts out loud while doing something, so you can hear and follow your thinking. For example, you are doing a reading activity. While reading, you say, okay, this paragraph is about climate change. I think this part explains the effects. And then, make an encounter of an unfamiliar word. So you say, I don't understand this word. Maybe I should search it. So, thinking loudly helps you notice what you understand and what confuses you. Second is journalizing. It is the act of writing down your thoughts, feelings, and reflections about your learning or experiences. For example, you have an essay activity and before finalizing your essay, you make a draft first where you can jot down all your thoughts about your topic. So journalizing helps you understand what you learned, what confused you, how you felt, and how you can improve next time. And the third one is error analysis. This is when you review your mistakes and try to understand why you got something wrong. For example, you had a quiz or test and you got 9/10. You look at your mistake and ask, why is my answer wrong? What should be the correct one? This helps you learn from your mistakes so you don't repeat them. Fourth is wrapper. This is a short reflection before or after a task to help you think about your learning strategies. For example, before your test, you think you have studied enough because of your flashcards and your notes. But, nakalimutan nimo og suwat ang last topic. Ang ending, you struggled with the questions related to the topic. So with this strategy, it helps you plan better next time. Lastly is peer mentoring. This is when you learn with or from a classmate, helping each other understand better. Example, you didn't understand the science experiment. Your seatmate explains it to you in a simpler way and you finally get it. Later on, you help them in English. This builds confidence and teamwork and helps you learn through explaining and asking. So, in summary, we can use think aloud to hear our thoughts, journalizing to reflect, error analysis to learn from our mistakes, rappers to check our learning before and after tasks, and lastly, peer mentoring to help and be helped. Metacognition is a powerful tool that helps learners take control of their own learning. By being aware of how we think, using strategies to plan, monitor and evaluate our progress, and reflecting on our mistakes, we can learn more effectively. As future educators, understanding and teaching metacognitive strategies will empower students to become confident, independent, and lifelong learners. And that ends my short demonstration on metacognition. Metacognition may sound like a big word, but it simply means being aware of how you learn and using that to improve. Whether it's planning before you study, checking if you understand, or learning from your mistakes, every small step helps. Thank you for your time and attention. I hope this helped you reflect more on your own learning journey.